All right, you're here for a reason. You want to get more clients and you want to fill up your schedule. This is not a course. I'm not selling anything. I'm giving you my real world experience on how I fill up my schedule. I'm Peter Mokri, a Dallas-based DP and Gaffer, and in today's video, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to make that empty calendar fill up where you're getting double booked, triple booked, and you're passing up work. Let's get into it. So tomorrow, I have an interview shoot with some B-roll. Pretty straightforward. You've probably done plenty of those in your time. But what's different about this shoot is it's actually not my client. They didn't reach out to me. I didn't find them. It's actually the client of an agency. And the agency hired me out to go take care of the shoot and do everything. They're not even going to be there. So it's only going to be me on site to do interview, B-roll, set up some lighting, pretty much a one-man band. This is called white label. So what you're doing is you're representing the agency. Let's just make up an agency, Agency X. You're going out for Agency X and representing them, but you're performing the work. But you're still representing their company, you're not representing yourself. So when you show up and you meet with a client, you say, hello, I'm Peter, I'm with Agency X, I'm here for the shoot today. I'm gonna go ahead and set up for interviews and some B-roll, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes the client that hired you, the agency, may have someone representing the agency there with you. Sometimes you may just be going out on your own. Now let's talk money. Quick disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Do as you wish with the money you make or don't make. But whenever I look at a situation like this where I'm coming in white label, there is no way I could charge my full rate that I would to an end client. It's just not possible because then there's no room for profit or operating expense for the agency, specifically Agency X. So what do I have to do? I have to come in at a lower rate, but because I don't have to communicate with the client ahead of time, I don't have to deal with the payment end of things, I don't have to do a lot of the back end or any of the post-production with the client. I just show up, shoot, dump the footage over to the agency, and I'm done. I shouldn't be charging as much as if I did everything all together. So what I like to do is I always like to factor things in on a weekly, monthly, and annual basis. I break up my year into 50 weeks. I get 2 weeks vacation, imaginary vacation, because I never get a day off. But I break it down like that and I think, what can I charge? Now, let's just say I want to charge $500. Now you're thinking, whoa, $500 to shoot an interview, B-roll, bring in lighting, do everything for an 8 or 10 hour day? That's not that much money. And you're right, it's not. But when I was starting out, I was doing that. And you know what? There was one month where I made $10,000 doing that. And how is that possible? Well, I worked 5 days a week for 4 weeks, and that totaled out to $10,000. So it's not that hard. And you're like, well, who's going to give me that much work? Well, you don't only have to work for Agency X, you could also work for Agency Y and Agency Z. And soon enough, they're reaching out to you every once in a while, and so are all the other companies and agencies to hire you out, because you are providing a service to make sure that they don't lose their clients by them going to someone else. And it keeps you busy. And you know what? You don't have all the hassle of marketing yourself and getting the clients yourself. Hey, see that right there? Yeah. Click it. The like button, the subscribe button. And if you're feeling really risky, drop a comment down below. Let's get back into it. So how do you get into shooting white label for agencies or production companies? Myself personally, I started out in action sports and motorsports, and I didn't have a ton of gear. But when it came time to start working for another media company that was hiring me out white label, they kind of let me know what they required. And it wasn't much. It was a couple of lenses, a couple camera bodies, a light, and then some microphones. It doesn't take much. Now, I still use to this day the Sony A7 IVs, They're a hybrid camera. I could do photo and video. I can get 4K 60, 10-bit 422. So it really checks off all the boxes for a lot of this stuff, which is usually just going online. Now, when it comes to lighting, I do have a van full of lighting, but you know what? I don't bring any of it. I just bring a simple light that's inexpensive, a bicolor light like this. So this is a 200X. I get a nice softbox, simple lighting stands, not even C stands. And then when it comes to audio, it is so inexpensive now. You could pick up like the version 1 of the DJI mics for next to nothing, because I think they're on like version 205 right now. So getting the original can save you a ton of money. You pick up a couple of zoom lenses. This is a 24-105 and a 24-70, and you're off to the races to do interviews. And then sometimes you may have to pick up a gimbal, and the same thing applies to that. DJI has come out with at least 1,275 different models. So just pick up an older model that still does the trick, and you're off to the races and you're making money. It's that simple. So having this simple gear, you don't need all the best gear out there. You just need what's required to get the job done. Now, some of you watching this may have a lot of gear, a lot better gear. Maybe you have an RE camera, maybe you have a Red with some great cine lenses. Now, just because we're not using those on these types of shoot doesn't mean that you shouldn't give it your all. You still want to do the best possible, perform well, and be very professional when you go on these types of gigs. Going white label, you're representing that agency, you're representing that media company, and you want to make sure that they get a call back. And in the end, if they get a call back, more than likely you'll get a call back and be on the next project as well. So how do you connect with these agencies and media companies? It's actually really simple. Put yourself in the shoes of a client that's seeking their services and find them online, whether it's on Google, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Facebook, and then reach out and try to connect with them. Now, make sure when you connect with them, you're not desperate. Don't let them know that you're living out of your car and you just got a pet minnow that's lactose intolerant and requires special food to eat that's very expensive. They likely don't care about that, and they're worried more so about your capabilities and how you will perform. So always be professional, because if you can be professional in your first communication and pay attention to detail, then you're likely going to be able to perform as a representative of that company when you go on site. Now, when you do actually get a chance to connect with these companies, remember that you are representing their company. So when you get sent out on location, don't pull out your business card and immediately go, "Hey client, here's my card, call me, hire me from this point forward." Now that may seem like a good idea, because they may even solicit you and say, "Hey, we just want to hire you. You're so much better than anyone else that ever came out for this agency, and we just want to use you." Now that may seem like a great opportunity, but it's a trap. And don't fall for that trap, because that one job or one gig, they've probably done this multiple times, and they'll ditch you just as quick as you join them. And guess what? You just burned a bridge with that agency or media company, and you won't get any more work from them, and the word will get out. So don't sacrifice your reputation for just one job that can earn you a couple $100 extra. It's just not worth it. In the end, keep your integrity and be very respectful to the people that hire you. And in the end, you will get called out a lot more just for doing that. And I've had that happen before, where a client reached out to me directly and said, "Hey, we just want to use you." And you know what I do? I immediately call the people that originally hired me and say, "Hey, they're reaching out. Here's their contact info, reach out with them." Or if it's an email, I CC that original agency and say, "Hey, here you go. Just so you know, this is what's going on." And in the end, it works out really well. And there have been some situations where the agency says, "Oh, well, we don't need to work with these guys anymore. You could take over." And guess what? Now they're your client. Whether you're just starting out or you've been doing this for decades, you've probably had the opportunity to work white label for an agency or another media company. I want to know about your experiences. down in the comments below and some tips or tricks you may have for others. Now, I want us to grow as a community and fill up our schedules with so much work that we just don't know what to do with it. And speaking of community, I really appreciate every single one of you that likes, comments, and subscribes to the channel. It keeps driving me to get more content out like this. And as always, YouTube says, click on this stuff or something really bad will happen. I don't know what, but I don't want to risk it, so click away. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.